For the last 3 years, farmers in the Netherlands have been unhappy with their government. So unhappy that numerous demonstrations have blocked off roads, bridges, and even sprayed government buildings with animal manure. In the last few months, certain days have seen up to 40,000 farmers protesting around the country, prompting the government to unleash troops of riot police and the likes to tame these fires. With vast geopolitical repercussions, it is surprising that the situation has been poorly covered by major news networks. But why is this happening, and who is at fault? Watch to the end of the video to find out. In September of 2019, Geert de Groot, a member of the Dutch House of Representatives, kickstarted the conflict when he proposed a new policy which aimed to halve the number of Dutch livestock in the country, citing their negative impact on nitrogen emissions. Whilst this prompted a string of protests following its announcement, recent government proposals have reignited these fires, which plan to implement a controversial zoning system that could force farms in some areas to cut emissions by up to 95%. But here is where things get strange. If these farmers are unable to adhere to such drastic reductions, what happens? A mandatory buyout of their land, according to Dutch Minister Christian van der Waal. Prime Minister Mark Rutte has stated that over 24 billion euros will have been put aside for such compulsory purchases. But realistically, many farmers in this position are likely to receive amounts for their land that are significantly below market value. Whilst the government has stated that some of this fund will be invested into more sustainable farm innovation, this is only an option if the government deems these farms environmentally suitable, whatever that means. Some question why such an important sector is being targeted, when other industries such as the automobile and construction industry emit a significant amount of nitrogen emissions. Leading member of the Dutch Farmers Defence Force has reminded the population of the Dutch famine of 1944 and 1945, as he warns that recent government proposals potentially present a similar attack on the population. Geopolitically, however, these events do affect more than just the Netherlands. According to the United Nations, the Netherlands exports a whopping 6% of global crops and livestock, second only to the United States. With global supply chain issues already pushing up the price of food, further agricultural issues and declines in yield in the Netherlands will only worsen this effect. Whilst the Dutch government has certainly taken a strong stance against its farming industry, is this the correct solution to the problem? Wietse Sonema, Speaker of the LTO, a Dutch agricultural and horticultural organisation, believes that farmers can innovate to solve these problems. Farmer Ad Vandenberg thinks that this top-down government approach is completely the wrong way of addressing the issue, stating that more of their funds should be used to support farming innovation as opposed to simply destroying the sector. On his own farm, a €150,000 investment to prevent livestock waste from mixing has seen a 70% reduction in his herd's emissions, showing that some innovation can be effective. However, many farmers have already started to relocate to more friendly countries where they don't have to fear for their future, reiterating the fact that these policies do not solve the emission issues, but rather export them to other countries. This series of anti-farming government proposals has angered farmers who are responsible for one of the country's most important industries, reaping havoc within the country and potentially on a more global scale. Yet this situation does beg the question of whether this is lazy policy making where the need for farmers is grossly misunderstood, or whether it's all part of a separate plan. As the author Brenda Shaw put it, "My grandfather used to say that once in your life you need a doctor, a lawyer, a policeman and a preacher, but every day, 3 times a day, you need a farmer." Thank you for watching Olive Stripe Productions. If you found this video educational or interesting, feel free to like and share the video with your friends. To check out more future content on a wide range of exciting relevant topics, please subscribe to our channel.